What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Cosmos, episode 37. I'm Dylan. That's Mr. NGF Andrew, and that is the trio box, a new addition to the podcast of Mila, Dari, and Tio. I shouldn't be this happy after a 1-1 draw, back-to-back 1-1 draws, but the idea that now we have a trio box makes me very excited. This should be a very enjoyable episode. Obviously, Tio is making his debut. We just decided to drop 2 games for no reason. We'll get into all that. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Let us know what you thought of today's match in the comments and all that stuff. But let's kick on into it. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I had to double take and make sure I had the right intro there. So now let's kick on into it. Alrighty. Excuse my bad podcasting currently. I just got off a flight. I literally just got home. I was in Nebraska. It was cold, and then I came home. I watched the game on a flight, which sucked because, like I said, ignore the pod technicalities here. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen now for every single one. Like I said, I just got off a flight, and the reason that it sucked is because Garces ruined my night, and he cost the Galaxy what I said is 3 points. It's 2 in reality, but fuck, is what I'm gonna start with. You guys were at the game, so I'm gonna start with Andrew and Mila, and then we'll let the trio box kind of take over. Let's start with Andrew,
cool,
and then we'll go to the trio box because it should all morph really well there. It's backwards on my end. Sorry, this is running gag.
Things might be a little bit backwards for Garces too. I think maybe he had his cleats on the wrong foot or something, but it's just a shame the way this game ended. It felt like it was the easiest 3 points. What should have been, at least. That first half, we were all talking about it there at the game. It was some of the best Galaxy soccer we had seen in a long time. I tried to think of another performance. There was maybe 1 or 2 that came close last year, but it was just really, really solid. The Galaxy doing what they had to do. In the press conference, the message from Greg Vanney was that he thought the team needed to create more. He felt that it was just that same problem we've been talking about with the midfield, there being a little bit of a vacuum there. But I don't know. I had a little bit of a different read, especially in those first 45 minutes. I thought that, yes, the Galaxy maybe didn't have a ton of possession and they didn't have a ton of numbers, but I felt they were never out of control. They were in control in the driver's seat in that game, despite being, on the lower end of that 40-60 possession split. It was controlled possession, and then it made immediately something happened. Marco Royce and Klaus was really the combination that we wanted to see with Peck and Paint. So that's something that Mila and I talked about after that Panama game. But we got to see that from the beginning, and immediately we saw how good it looked. That those first 10 minutes were just fantastic. It was just intentional. We were driving on the front foot in their attacking third, creating chances and putting together some beautiful tiki-taka for a goal as well really early on. After the game, Klaus mentioned it was something like 84 seconds to score in his debut. It was beautiful. And then after that, we were kind of just not taking risks. When we did have the ball, we were circulating it, and it was almost reminiscent of the 4-2-2 we saw a little bit of, but it was circulating the ball, going forward when there was spaces, but it was responsible. I thought it was risk averse. I thought it was kind of the right call. Again, there just wasn't threat from New York City. They had a lot of the ball, but they didn't make any chances. That penalty at the end of at the 60th minute was their first and I believe only shot on target throughout the 90. We didn't have the ball, but I was okay with letting them have it. because we had the front foot, we had our numbers back. I was so comfortable. So it was so much fun watching that first 45 minutes. And it looked smooth sailing even to start the second half. It was kind of the same story. Galaxy conceding possession, being kind of not as aggressive when on it, but moving it, being responsible. I thought Hack had a really nice game. I thought the midfield, Sanabria was fantastic. I thought easily his best performance in a Galaxy shirt. Uh, and then Marco Royce, he really had a handle of that game, especially in that first half. But then just things just kind of fell apart for no reason. We know the incident that happened. It's just nonsensical. And that gave the game away. They scored the penalty. Again, their only shot on target. Even with 10 men down, the Galaxy defended well enough to not concede another shot on target. And they saw the point, whatever. But it's just such a shame because even with 10 men down, they play well. They did their homework. With 11 men, it was the same thing. They were playing well, doing their homework, doing what they had to do. And it would have been an easy 3 points. But then just the Galaxy shooting themselves in the foot. If I had $1 for every time I've said that, in my short podcasting career, I'd have like maybe half of a Big Mac meal. You know what I mean? It's
You'd have a lot
like
of dollars, dude.
8-ish
You'd have
times.
a lot of
Yeah,
dollars.
exactly. But it's just so unfortunate because it was a good performance. The Galaxy should have walked away with the points, but they didn't, and it's just such a shame. It's exciting. It's good signs. We saw some good players, great players. We'll talk about all that later. But just initial thoughts. It's a shame. Is the 2 words.
It is a shame. But you know what's not a shame? The fact that we have 3 people in one camera screen. Because I'm not getting over this. This is the best
shame is
thing
we're
that's
not
ever
there.
happened on C.O.C. Network. Yeah, at some point we should do one where it's 5 people and we can just call it an in-person podcast. I think that's
Yeah.
We should just go to a game all together.
Yeah. Do the podcast from the seats in the stadium.
right.
That'd be
Exactly.
so lit.
I don't think it's no reason that this happened, and I don't think it's the Galaxy shooting themselves in the foot.
It's Garces shooting.
It's Garces taking an AK-47 to the team.
Yeah.
I'm super frustrated with him, and
Yeah.
I hate that this is how I have to validate myself. But I've been talking about this, and it happens the first game in a new season, which we're supposed to get a fresh slate. Everyone gets a fresh slate, but it's the same old shit for Garces. It's frustrating, man. He was about to get subbed off.
Yeah.
Justin, Andrew, and I were all fucking ecstatic. This one Yoshida's cool. But 2, like Garces was not cutting it. He was on a yellow card, a reckless tackle, and then it's just the penalty. And I guess we can talk about that, but I don't know. How did you feel? Let Tio talk.
What do you make your pod debut here with some fire take here. Let's go. Let's hear it.
I thought that we were playing so well, and then that just turned everything around. Like the vibes were so good in the stadium. Everyone was like, we were feeling a win. We just needed to get a second, and then yeah, no, exactly. Like Garces cost Galaxy 3 points. Like, what the screen hurt, man. It was so disappointing. And then they took Marco Royce out, which I don't think wouldn't have come out at that point in the game. It was way too early to take him out. And then it just at that point, then it was just dead. The whole game was in our defensive half. No, it was tough. We should have gotten the 3 points for sure.
Yeah, Dari, how did you feel?
I wasn't able to watch the whole game. Literally, the 10 minutes that I watched live on my 10-minute break at work was the 10 minutes that Garces decided to go absolute donkey mode and just destroy whatever that guy's name was. I do think that it was a bit of a soft call.
Yeah, that too, though,
so
for
weird.
sure.
You can't really blame the forward for going down after just getting completely barreled in the back. But I do think he throws an elbow out before, which in my opinion kind of should just void the play of a foul right there.
If it was a penalty, for me, if it was I don't know if a penalty has to automatically be a yellow, but
Yeah,
like
I agree with that.
that should not have been a yellow. If it was a penalty, which it shouldn't even have been a penalty to me, but whatever.
Like, explain to me the law. Like why is it like for sure a yellow? Because I feel like MLS has that.
The reason that it's a yellow is because if the ball does go past Garces there and there is no contact, it's a shot on goal. And it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. If anything, he could have gotten a straight red. But the double jeopardy's in play, and so then it's a yellow. Immediately when it
it's just so idiotic.
No, it was stupid. It was the stupidest play.
In theory, and I think Dylan, you talked about this in the chat, but if Garces doesn't get a reckless first yellow, then sure, they get a penalty, they put it away, but we're tied with on numbers. And then, like Tio was saying, we don't have to sit back and just eat it for a whole half.
Yeah.
Like we can go take it to them and try to get another goal, but for him to get sent off,
completely killed everything.
In my opinion, it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah, we dropped points in our home opener, but he is banned for the next game, so we're gonna have to adapt to either a hack back there or a Yoshida Glesnes back pairing. And I'm gonna say it again: I'd much rather have two intelligent center backs than a speedster that does not have his head screwed on.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue that I have with the Garza stuff, and maybe this is just a Coutinho point, is maybe you can do late business here. And I know he was talked about in the media. But if you don't feel you can trust him, there's no point in paying him TAM money. I think he's on TAM money. And if Coutinho is available, and we saw it today, they struggled to create chances through the middle of the park. I would totally do that swap if it was today. And to your point that you've been saying for multiple pods now is you can't teach IQ. You either got it or you don't. And he has proven, which I thought going from back when Jalen Neal was like, it was between those two, and he ended up winning us a championship. I was like, this guy can be the best center back in the league. And now I know that he's not because he doesn't have the IQ. And he's next to maybe a Rolls Royce center back in Glesnes. We'll talk about him a little bit.
So good.
That's what made this whole thing frustrating is because we previewed it. They did exactly what we said in the preview, which is soak up possession, hit them early, and then eventually beat them on the counter. I watched LAFC kick the shit out of Inter Miami doing the exact same thing. These guys are the pros at exactly this model. NYFC wanted to take the ball, and they wanted to have possession. They had no chances. I think their XG outside of the penalty was 0.36.
Yeah.
So it's just it sucks because there should have been a clean sheet, just like the game in Panama should have been a clean sheet. But when you have players that are actively shooting yourself in the foot, not making up assignments, and for the Garces penalty portion of it, I'm less angry about that one, but I'm more angry about the fact that he just randomly took on an assignment for a team that had zero threat at all in the middle of the park and just wiped the dude out. Didn't need to go to ground. He was running towards the byline. That's the stuff that just happens all the time. We saw it at CVI and we saw it again today, and it cost the Galaxy 3 points. It's not the penalty shout that cost the Galaxy 3 points. It's the first one. Because you also build a reputation, right? Mm-hmm. Like they knew I knew it when he got that first yellow. I was like, he's getting sent off. And if anything, you could probably blame Vanny for not taking him off at half. If you wanted to get really cynical, I knew he was getting I knew he was getting fucking kicked off the park the minute he got the first yellow. He's too anxious. He's too dastardly at sometimes, and that's not. It makes me angry because we should have had a win today. There should have been 3 points. We should be happy. We should be a trio box, or now it's a duo box. I don't know what happened. But
you gotta call.
You gotta call. But this should be a happy-go-lucky pod. We should be talking about the next game as building momentum and not a must-win. But that's where we're at. Andrew, do you want to talk about some positives? Because I know this is highlighted by Garces here, but do you want to talk about any positives that you saw
from the game as a whole? Absolutely. I don't want to talk too much about Glesnes. I think we're all gonna take our turns glazing him. But what a defender! What a player! Like you said, Rolls Royce defender. Yeah, this is a MLS defender of the year. It just instantly made our backline so much more solid. I think one point I did want to mention, something that Mila touched on earlier about having two experienced center backs in Yoshida and Glesnes in that pairing. Something interesting about the game that Glesnes played today, you didn't see him do a whole lot of running. Nope. He was just where he needed to be. he never missed any of Garces' speed. And I think that's a really big point too. Mila and I talked about it. For me, this game was a little bit of a turning point in my perception of Garces. I was kind of very similarly to Dylan, extremely high on Emilio Garces, and maybe especially recently a little bit of an apologist for him because I think he did show that top quality potential, and we all expected him to take that step. There are players who took that step. I think Sanabria today is a fantastic example of that.
Mhm.
Looked night and day from last season. Just so good. Great at winning the ball. Not afraid to put in a challenge. Looking strong in these challenges, and not like that guy who was made of glass last year. This is a man. You see it in the beard now. He's not the same kid that came from Uruguay last year. So that was really fantastic to see his growth. We expected that from Garces. He's not showing it to us. So it is starting to get a lot more worrying, kind of like the Peck situation is getting a little bit more worrying. And I think that situation gets highlighted by Joseph Paintel. You asked me about things I liked. I'm going to talk about Paintel a little bit more.
Mhm.
I thought he was great. Again, just what we saw in Panama, dribbling, good passing, great attacking, speed, and, creating a pass. He got the hockey assist on the first goal, linking with Royce. Royce did his thing, fantastic touch into Klaus, but looking productive, getting some shots off. It's just another good Paintel performance. Sanabria, fantastic. Julian Aude, I think I liked. He looked really strong as well in Sapporo. I was into his game again, especially in that first half. I feel like he is finding where to be a little bit more, and that's again just part of that growth that we're talking about. He's someone who I think is starting to show me a little bit of that mental growth, which I do appreciate. But there is a lot to like. There were a lot of good, strong performances all over the pitch. João Klaus, he's another player I think we're all going to take turns glazing. But oh my goodness, I think another Rolls Royce player.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to build on. There is a lot to like. It's again kind of like Mila said, maybe a good thing that we don't have the ticking time bomb that is Garces available for the next match, because that I think might be a better indicator of where this team is at.
I don't think it's. I want it to be clear here. While I am not on board with him playing until he figures it out, I think this is like a worst case scenario for the Galaxy. You don't pay that much money to a center back for him not to play and to become your fourth string. That's not good.
We saw it in the lineup. He is the starter. That's the plan for him. That's the idea.
We don't have this league doesn't allow you to have misses. It just doesn't. So if the Galaxy are going to be good, Garces has to be able to play, and him not playing is a detriment to the team.
He's an Arsenal utility player at this point. We sub him on at the end of the games, and that's when he's his best. We sub him on when we need a goal, which is ridiculous to me. But I don't see the use of having him as a starter. So to your point that we can make a trade,
that's no. Well, now it's. I honestly, I think it's too late. That would be my assumption. Is if
I think I agree with you, but there's guys that aren't deserving of the money that we're paying, and he's one of them. And I think Andrew brought it up slightly, but Peck is also one that we need to talk about.
Yeah,
because the guy is a DP and he does not play like one, or has not been playing like one. Today, like I know you said he had some good defensive contribution, but to me that's Bukayo Saka mean territory.
And
like, why are we paying
great defensive contribution?
Exactly. So it's like the other guy's doing it on both ends, and you're making the same money, and that's a position that we only have three of. Yeah. So it's like it's not something that we can just be like, oh, if it comes good, it comes good. Like, no, we need to get the most out of that DP spot. We can't just have some guy that is not contributing anything. I thought he didn't contribute anything today. I thought he was doing too many.
I think that gets exacerbated. You look at Klaus immediately coming in, being a DP worth his salt, worth the DP status. It feels like it looks like right away. Again, this is Peck with year coming into what, year 3, year 2.5. It feels like a little bit overdue, especially if he wants to take that big step to Europe, which is, his big ambition. That's like kind of, he's made a little bit of a fuss to kind of push that through at a time. But again, it's just, there's some really, really stellar performances from this Galaxy side, which are worth also talking about and are worth recognizing. And I think are going to take us far, but there are massive holes in big areas, your DP and your center back, that you kind of need to solve. And if pulling them away is solving it, again, you got to start thinking about cutting some ties. So it's really interesting what we're thinking of right now. Just this idea that a couple of months ago, I don't think you would have come up.
Yeah, I don't know. Dari, where are you at heat check wise on Peck?
Well, I don't think I was really. I mean, I didn't see much from him in the first half. He didn't look bad, but I mean, that's not what you pay the money for. It's just a player being kind of a passenger inside. Pencil was clearly the standout. I rewatched the first half, but not the second. So I mean, Pencil was a clear standout to me,
solid.
as well as Klaus.
Really good game.
Yeah,
I thought Pencil was the best player on Galaxy that game.
yeah, he was great. And then I mean, Klaus as well. Like you guys said, it kind of exacerbates the issue of Peck, but I don't know. I mean, I think that he needs to have a little bit more pressure put on him. I think Vanny might need to have a word with him as well about. I mean, they have Klaus on a 1 year, but if Peck is continuing this form and Klaus continues his form, I wouldn't be surprised to see them kind of looking at ways to keep Klaus and get rid of Peck. So I mean,
yeah, I don't see the Peck height, honestly.
He was amazing. That was the title-winning season.
Here with Ricky.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then Ricky goes down in that final, and I don't know. Paint is the standout player in that one game.
I agree.
So when Ricky's not on the pitch, I said this to Andrew. It's like that's not acceptable. Like you can't be a DP that's only good with the other DP. Like it's not a dynamic duo situation that we buy to. But yeah, like it's not that I think he's a bad player. It's that we expect a lot more out of our DP.
Well, we know what he can do. Also,
we know what he can do, but but is he able to? Is he able to do it? If he doesn't have help, is he worth a DP if he can't do it without help? That's the questions that are coming up for me. It's not saying that we need to get rid of him, but more so that he's an asset that we can get rid of to make ourselves better. And we're putting a lot.
Kuntz isn't doing his job if he's not asking those questions. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great you bring it up.
Look, he wasn't great, but I was way more concerned with the midweek game than I was with this one. To say a lot.
Miles, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This was not a waste. It wasn't wasteful. Midweek was wasteful. Peck. That was the Peck that we saw last year. This was. I hate how he's utilized. It's my biggest pet peeve with Greg Vandy. Out of anything that we do, I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. I don't.
I know. We've talked about this a lot, and I think Andrew and I covered it a little bit in our 5 things to learn. But I'm starting to question whether this is instruction or him trying to overcompensate and do too much.
I think it is.
Could be both.
It could be both. I mean, also, and like I get that part of it, but also we were watching today. He has an opportunity to keep running, to make something happen, and he's just screaming for the ball from Paintsill. And he gets the ball, takes 1-2 touches on the ball, and then passes it right back to Paintsill, who is then forced to do a cross. And we get nothing out of it. And it felt very like there was just a lot of attitude in the way that he was demanding it. And it might just be me putting a little too much like magnifying scope on it. But it's not. This is not DP worthy. Like we could totally get away with Eric Tommy doing this stuff for not a DP contract, and we can reutilize that contract elsewhere if this is how he's going to perform. I don't know. There's other times though he just pops up like it's very up and down with him, but that we can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as instruction. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. When it comes to Peck and the way that he's utilized in this team, I don't get it. I'm going to say something, and I don't know why there's this big grand thing. Maybe it's because half of the fan base is brainwashed from Vanny Ball. We are not a possession team. I don't know how many times I have to spell it out. We're not. We cannot build out of the back. We cannot build with Peck as a right mid, touching getting the ball at the fucking midline. That should never happen. He is being asked to be a creator. He's not that. To your Bukayo Saka point, if Gabriel Peck ever played in the 10, I would shoot myself in the foot because that would be more enjoyable than watching Gabriel Peck play in the 10. I don't get it. This team is built for transition. It's built to be defensively solid, and hit on the counter. Peck had one chance to do that today. He had one chance to do that today. The other chance is he got chopped down and didn't
He
kill us.
dribbles into nothing and he doesn't get rid of the ball in some of these chances.
Yeah,
Literally the transition opportunities, he got chopped down and we won free kicks. That was it.
Yeah, we did, but that's
we tried to play out the back.
But Painter was converting counterattack. Painter was like opening up the counterattacks like crazy well.
But that's the thing. That's his instructions. We're asking Paintsel to do the exact thing that I'm asking them to do with Peck. We just don't want to do it because for whatever reason, we want to hold the ball. Like, they don't ask Denny Bouanga to drop to midfield. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't ask Human Son to drop into midfield to get the ball.
May I advocate for the devil?
Yes, please do.
I heard Vanny say something pretty much what you're saying now, that in that first half, he had an issue with how Peck was utilized because he felt it was inside. But then I look at what happened in the first half. The Galaxy scored. They controlled the game. They didn't allow much threat. It was, again, we talk about some great Galaxy soccer. It was easy watching. In that second half, things started to change. Royce came off, and I think something I brought up with Mila after the Panama game was wanting Royce to kind of come deeper and be more involved because we needed that transition, something to connect the defense and the attack. We had that hole, that vacuum in the midfield, I felt, in Panama. This game, I felt there was a bit more presence, which allowed Royce to get on the ball. And that comes from having the support and the defensive effort of both Joseph Paintsel on that left side. Like Theo mentioned, he did have a really good defensive effort. And Gabriel Peck is from both of them, and that opens up Royce, that opens up Klaus. It creates a goal, and it keeps us solid. If teams are having either ineffective possession, just passing it around themselves, or we have the ball and we're passing it around ourselves, we're not conceding. We're not letting Garces be Garces. And again, I understand that that's what happened, but then you look at what happened in the first half. He's not Peck scoring a ton of goals, but the goals are coming and the shape is kind of doing its thing, and it created easy soccer. And to me, I think that's worth it. That's what would have won us the 3 points. More of that. But then things changed, and then Garces. But again, I don't think it's the worst thing when you look at the result.
It's just tough for me. Look, Mila's right. Peck needs to play better. I'm not advocating for anything less than that because he has been poor. Mm-hmm. He was my MVP because I thought that the only way this team can be good is with Peck. My issue just becomes like, at a certain point, I look at the manager when it comes to these things because we are jamming literally a boulder into a pea. Like it just constantly fucking beating it until it's dead. And it drives me nuts. Like, how many times did we watch Hack lose the ball today because with 10 men, we tried to play through him? I was losing my shit on a plane. I am very tired. And it makes me a lot of my Vanny anger is because of me being tired. This is not
no. Don't make up excuses. Just be angry.
I am angry.
I think if to combine your 2 points, yes, we can be mad at Vanny, and
mad at Peck.
Royce is important.
Yeah, yes.
That call, I think the 4 of us that were at the game were talking like it could have been Peck that come off, not Royce.
Yeah,
100%.
That Nasi could have offered something more than what Peck was offering today, and instead he gets 8 minutes for Yao Klaus, who's debatably one of our better players today. Mm-hmm. So it's like that again, late game decisions, crunch times. Yeah, but that's not an issue. Like that's not something. We just gave him a contract extension. That's my issue. Like we have these not even underlying. They're right on the fucking surface. They're very visible, and it's being rewarded.
Yeah.
Garces gets more time. Peck gets no competition for his position. Vanny gets an extension. I don't understand. Like, where's the accountability in this fucking team?
No,
and that goes from top down. That there's no this is more rhetorical. I don't expect.
No. Look, I was screaming that Peck should have come off for one of Cuevas or Miller. We were also down to 10 men. And Peck wasn't tracking back. It was driving me. This game drove me nuts from a tactical standpoint. For a lot of reasons, once the red card happened. But I'm being hypercritical of a manager with a guy down. That's also different.
Yeah, no, that's
and
that's
where I have some grace.
We should probably move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Midweek,
Because
but my last thing is that, like, I think I'm upset with Peck a lot because his demeanor today had a lot of shades of Mbappe. And I'm gonna put my fucking shrug my shoulders,
Clip this.
plane, and I'm just like, I don't know. It felt very me, and there were multiple moments where I felt that way. And as a fan of the club and the team, like, we should not feel that way.
I'm thinking it's just because he's one of those Brazilians, you know. Like Brazilian wingers,
we have many Brazilians.
I saw Anthony do that at Manchester United for a long time, where he didn't get the ball and he'd be like, "Where the hell?" I think that's just I think that might just be a Brazilian flair thing. I think it is. I think he's well liked.
I have no doubt that he's well liked in the squad. It's not that bad. I didn't say he's ruining the locker room. I said on pitch.
For some of the things that I've heard you refer Mbappe to, I went to the worst of the. Like I said, I had a field day with the whole podcast thing, so excuse that for a second. Yeah, we needed a transition. We spent way too long on that. That is the definition of fresh in the mind, like as fresh in the mind as it can get.
Very emotional.
Yeah, well, it's a must-win on Wednesday. At the Digs. This is the part of, like, we drew and you took care of business to a certain extent. Like you won the away leg. We should have won the away leg by more so that we weren't in this position. But now you're in a must-win, and I don't know what to do. I don't really know where to go with this portion because I don't want to see Garces play. I don't think that he gets minutes here just because of what happened today. But at the same time, are you going to trot out the same 11 that is going to play at the weekend? Probably
3 times in a row. Yeah,
probably not. So I guess the question is, what do we do now? For me, the back line would be you probably slot Cuevas back in. You give Yamane the week off until the weekend, which, by the way, he was great.
Yes, I was just gonna say. I thought he was really good.
He just he's too old. He just can't. I don't want to see him play multiple times a week.
But to the point of, like, if we're not gonna play Royce.
Yeah,
we've joked about it. Fucking put Yamane in the 10.
No,
dude,
okay, we're not putting.
Realistically, he is a creative presence for us, even at right back. But he needs to be playing in a game that Royce is in.
We shouldn't have to. We could play that same exact 11 minus Ramirez now, and just swap him in with Klaus. I feel pretty confident in us winning on Wednesday with that lineup.
I hope so.
I really hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
I don't disagree with that.
Dude, that team was terrible.
We actually should have won that game last Wednesday 10-0. It was ridiculous. That was unbelievable.
I mean, if it was me and it was my team, I'd probably drop Peck. I'd bring in Cuevas.
No, he's hurt. He got an injury.
Yeah. And then you're playing, the back line would be Miller, Glesnes, Hack, and then Nelson. And then you're running with that in either 4-3-3 or 4.
You don't play Yoshida?
I think maybe because he got minutes tonight, he might not. I think Garces might have fucked them out of playing in the week.
How you didn't get that many minutes?
Well, can't Garces also play?
This is the issue.
Imagine they play him.
He can play in Concacaf, but do we want him?
Going back to it, but that would be rewarding
bad behavior.
Failure.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is like you can't.
That's bad parenting.
I don't know. This is the issue. Is like I think that at some point you have to settle on a pair. That pair for me now is Hack and Glesnes. So as soon as
Have
you
we
start
seen that? Did they run that in preseason?
Hack
don't know.
hasn't played in as a center back.
we don't
Only
know.
in midfield.
We
Can
haven't.
Yoshida not play a
we're
full
like,
game?
No, he can't. I just think
He can't,
I know he can. He can.
he can.
right?
I think Yoshida and Glesnes can do the.
I think
the
so
job.
too.
That-
I
that
think
was my
both
thought.
are solid.
But if you're
Hold
playing, this is the issue: is if you're gonna play him 90 on Wednesday, he's not playing.
No, exactly.
and
Yes.
you don't have
Sorry.
Garcia. So
In the future, we can do that, but we do need to cook something on the midweek. I don't think Yoshida plays,
this is
so
a
it's probably going to be.
it should be Hack.
No,
Hack
Should we
is-
get
Hack
Rindov
played
in there?
left- no, he's hurt, I think, too.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's right. That's right.
Hack played left-sided center back for this team that we played today and was amazing at it. That was what he was touted at. We all thought he was coming in as a center back. He's played the 6 and he played the 6 today, I
Yeah,
think, out of necessity because Surreal couldn't play.
Right.
Now
no
that,
midfielder.
if anything, this Garces thing just puts people into their natural position. Hack is not a 6 in a Vanny system. If we're gonna push down the Vanny ball route, we want to hold possession. Hack can't do that. I've seen enough sample size now to know that that's not his play style. He's not great with the ball at his feet with his back turned to goal. He's just not. He's better when he's seeing the pitch. So put him as a left-sided center back next to Glesnes and run with the cards there. And then the partnership will probably change, whether it'll probably be Glesnes and Yoshida that get swapped out. Hack is the younger of the two. So he should be the one playing every single week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so angry at today's performance just because we should have had 3 points. It's like taste.
I don't know. See, I get your point of Hack is younger and he should be playing more, but Glesnes, I don't think you take that type of player out the squad. I think he needs to play every game.
Yeah.
Like he eats up space. In the way that we were talking about him at the game and right now, like it's elite center back that we're talking about. It's not just another guy back there that we can change. He needs to
I
be.
agree. There was a visible change.
Major difference from this game and last season in the defense. We were way more solid.
So I guess the question is, who are you dropping? Right? Because someone's got to get dropped. Because Cerrillo comes back in. So is it Sanabria? Is it Hack? Is it Yoshida? Like, of those three? Because that's really.
I think Yoshida probably needs a rest.
You don't think in a 4-3-2?
Cerrillo could play center back too. He
I-
played center back a few times last season.
But why?
I
we
did.
have so many
Yeah,
center
I
backs.
know.
It just feels like
I
a.
don't think we gotta
waste.
do that quite yet.
What were you gonna say, Mila? In a 4-2-2?
In a 4-2-2, I feel like a Cerrillo Hack could work. As the sitting defensive midfielder.
That's what we saw. Isn't that what we saw?
Yeah, but it was it Yoshida Glesnes?
No, it was. Did Garza start?
It was Garces Glesnes, I want to say.
Yeah. And then Cerrillo
Last
and Hack
week?
played above.
Sorry,
him.
I don't know if Garza
No,
started.
Yoshida
that.
started.
I think Yoshida started that one.
Maybe it was Yoshida Glesnes.
It was Yoshida. Was it?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. No,
I thought defensively they were pretty good, and we just had that momentary lapse of judgment where Cerrillo lost his man. So to me, that center back pairing is good, and I guess we just gonna keep going in circles because we're gonna say yes, it's good, but Yoshida old. But we haven't done Hack as center back. It's just gonna keep rotating in the circle, I think.
And that's the idea, right? You have depth, you got to use it.
yeah.
Around.
I can't see Yoshida playing 3 games in the same week in those minutes.
For sure, no way.
And the only other player that can get in there is Hack. And so if you're going to test it out, right, which I think will work, you have to do it midweek. That's kind of where I'm getting at. Like
Testing it out in a fucking must-win game though is so.
That Panama side is not good.
And we made them
They
a
are
fucking. We
garbage.
gave them a 1-1.
If we don't beat them at home, we like.
Then we don't. We don't deserve to beat them.
Season is
No,
That's really
seriously.
the-
like we are not a fucking team if we can't beat those guys at home. No matter what fucking lineup you put out.
They were
Like
garbage.
seriously.
This is the exact same conversation we had last year with Herediano. They didn't
Yeah.
And
deserve
then
to
we
be there.
fucking
They
destroyed them.
lost, and then we won 4-1, and Christian Ramirez had 2 goals, who just got waived. So I should probably pause and say, like, once a G, always a G. Thank you, Christian Ramirez. I really liked the guy. Hometown guy, got to play for the Galaxy. That's a really cool story. I hate the situation that happened there. We'll leave it there. I don't really have much more to. He didn't do enough for me to
Glad
have
he got paid.
yeah.
But he's old, like by MLS standards. I mean, he's what,
Yeah.
like 34 when he came?
Yes, he was 34.
Yeah.
I
You can't
have
expect him.
because I want to get this done in under an hour. We have to get another game in. I do want to give a very, very special shout out to you, Dari, for getting a Predicky in the CCC game. You were the first Predicky on the pod. Congratulations. Like I said, CCC doesn't count for like me making a graphic or anything, but you got one, and that's fucking good.
All right, well, next one, I gotta get a graphic.
Dude, what is that?
Not
the game.
Oh, you said it was
Not
going to be
not a
1-1?
thing.
Yeah.
There will be next week. There will be two Predicky counters. There will be a Galaxy content creator one where we have a group one together, and then our individual one for the pod. Yeah, but that's me segueing into the idea of like Predickies. So for Wednesday's game.
Predickies for Wednesday's game?
Yeah, what do you got? The scoreline in the man of the match.
We should win like 5-0.
Yeah.
Like that's what should happen. We should have won last game 5-0. These guys are so bad. It was embarrassing. That was such an embarrassing game.
We're gonna come find it.
1,000.
We're gonna get canceled again.
We are gonna get canceled again.
What's your prediction, too?
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah. I don't know. Probably not 5-0, but maybe like I don't know, maybe like a 3-4-1.
You gotta pick
3-1. I'll say 3-1.
3-1 with the man of the match is
I'll say Paintsill.
Paintsill. Okay.
He was running through them last Wednesday.
He's seen the truth.
Yeah, I was also
Yeah,
the biggest Paintsill hater last season, and today he shut me up. He played so well, I thought, and he was hustling, going back and forth, like he was playing his heart out there.
Some would say you have now the blessings, all the blessings.
Yeah. We listened to that on the way.
You were blind, but now you see.
Since we have the Andrew called it the stadium seating was needed. Dari, you're next.
All right. I'll go 4-0. João Klaus, 2 goals.
Yeah. Klaus, wait, is Klaus? I don't even know if he'll play. Will he?
No, I think he will. I think they're going to want to build on his confidence.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He played so good today. I feel like we didn't even talk that much about that.
I think he might not start, but I think he'll play. And I think he'll
plenty
play
of time to talk about it.
Agreed. You're up.
I'll go 2-0. I'm under the assumption that we play that 4-2-2. I'm not convinced. If we play a 4-3-3 like we did today, then I'll be a little more convinced. But 2-0.
Yeah.
Man of the match, Glesnes.
Yeah.
That's all season.
That's a good lock.
Andrew, you're up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna copy the prediction I had for last game. I'm gonna say 2-1. I don't trust us to be perfect for 90 minutes. I think there's still things that aren't quite there. I feel like the backline needs there's some instability, I think, because of the Garcia situation. There's just like a bit of, I think, uncertainty right now. Iglesias is absolutely like he's a light post. He's definitely illuminating that back line, but there's like we talked about it. Like there's uncertainty about the rest of that partnership. When we talked about the season, we were so excited about like having such a solid, such a deep back line. And already we're starting to have some questions that makes me a little bit uncertain. I feel like once we get those questions answered, probably in a couple of games time, I'll be more confident in predicting a clean sheet. But I think right now I will say 2-1. But I probably do agree. Glesnes and Paintsill are probably going to be the 2 standout players. I do expect this to be a much more Galaxy heavy game. they in the press conference, it's excuses at the end of the day, but everybody mentioned the heavy weather is incredibly humid, and they said something about the ball being sticky, being heavy, not rolling. I don't know, but the Galaxy do love. They noticed the difference as soon as they got home. They like to move the ball around. So if again, they're kind of a little bit divas maybe, but they'll be at home where they're going to be tended to. They'll have the nice pitch. The ball will move the way they're used to. And I think that'll reflect in the play. I think it really just depends on how close we can get to that strongest lineup. The more, the longer we could field something close to with like a Royce, Klaus, Glasses Oshida, let's say, grouping, the higher that scoreline will be. But because there's going to be some variability, I think it won't be quite that 4-0, 5-0. I think it'll be a 2-1.
I thought we looked.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Like I had to sit there for a second to realize how angry I was. Fuck. Okay,
so we definitely looked way better today than we did last week.
We should have won. That's why I'm so angry.
Last week we looked like shit. Like, not even for any minute of the games.
Mila and I said it looked like preseason. Like it looked slow.
Yeah, it was slow paced.
Gosh, there's nothing that'll anger me more than CONCACAF players complaining about CONCACAF conditions. There's nothing on planet Earth that will anger me more than that. Like, dude, congratulations. You play in CONCACAF. You're going to play on some pitches that might be a little wet.
We played on the good.
It wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad. I don't know what they're... No, dude.
Yeah,
these guys talking about it being slow.
They played in Texas last summer. The whole team. This whole team played in Texas last summer. What are we talking about? They play in Kansas City. Like, besides the point, I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up. Before I give my prediction, drop your score predictions for midweek in the comments. If you made it this far into the video or you're watching a clip of us, like, let us know in the comments what you think this match is going to go and how you anticipate us winning, because we're going to win.
Yes,
for sure.
We're going to win 3-0, and I'm manifesting Gabriel Peck to be our man of the match because I need it. Like, dude, I need signs of life before
stocks are not looking great.
I need signs of life ASAP.
Definitely.
I should have picked Garces if I was going to manifest that then, just so I could actually really manifest something, because that might need more than manifestation.
I'm actually not going to watch. I'm going to protest the fucking game if he's starting. I'm not even fucking kidding.
You just have to take a pot off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the game.
You'll enter in at the end when we talk about, or the beginning, whenever, and just disappear. Cool.
He won't say a word either. He's taking him out.
Fair enough. Alrighty, I'm not gonna do the thing where we all disappear again. I'm gonna pause it real quick, and then we'll get back into it. A little bit of movie magic there. That's a nice scarf, dude.
Right?
That was worth the $85 and your soul that you had to pay to get it.
Dude, they actually got some nice new ones. They got some nice new stuff in the fan store.
They might frustrate the shit out of us, but that's something they do better than most teams is merch. For
real. I'm excited for the Landon Donovan bobblehead too.
Is that this weekend?
Is it this weekend? Not. Is it the Charlotte game? What a transition!
I wish. I have no idea if that is. Yeah, no. Like you said, we play Charlotte this weekend, or next weekend.
Is that home?
Yeah,
it is at home.
Damn.
Charlotte drew to St. Louis last time out. I wish I had a ton to say about Charlotte. They were pretty good last year. The one thing that I can say is they are built on defense. They have an English manager. I posted the meme of like the 4-4 fucking 2. Like, out of possession, they play a 4-4 fucking 2. Their big addition this summer was De La Torre. So their midfield is actually really good. It'll be a good litmus test for Cerrillo and whoever goes in, I'm assuming, at the weekend. We really won't have enough of a sample size to know what happens midweek for us to base this game off for the Galaxy. So I don't know where anybody wants to go with that in terms of direction.
Is Cerrillo unbanned?
I think so. It was just a yellow card accumulation, wasn't it?
Oh, it was only one?
And it's
okay.
Or we got
It was from a red card from last season, no?
Wasn't
Yeah,
it
I
straight
know.
red?
Is he suspended for this one too?
No, he's not, but that's what
Okay.
it was.
Oh.
That's why he wasn't available today.
Okay, so he just slots right back into the 6. That's the one thing I know.
Yeah, but who do you play with Royce and Cerrillo? That's the real question.
Sanabria. He was so good today.
He was good.
So good
He's
today.
a workhorse. I still think we need hopefully Cerrillo can do it. So hopefully Sanabria can do the bully ball stuff, and Cerrillo can help Royce transition the ball up the pitch. Because
I didn't think
Andrew's
Sanabria
point
did
earlier, I know we didn't.
a bad job at that either.
No, but we didn't talk about it much. But Royce was literally dropping into the center back next to Glesnes and Garces to help bring the ball up.
Was at times.
This is a Greg Vanny issue for me in the 3-2-5. Royce's weight, he was too deep for me, but that's just personal preference. He was dropping in and Yamane was staying wide. I didn't love that. I want to see Yamane inside.
Yeah.
It was almost like when Royce dropped in, like Yamane was going on the overlap, which was kind of a weird wrinkle. He's so good. Yamane is if you can just watch one player for 90 minutes, that's the guy to do it for. Like I was kind of highlighted on him today just to see within this structure how he would work.
Just because the hair.
He's so phenomenal, dude. It's easier to follow him because of the hair, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like Sanabria can do a job. I think this is the year for him to. It's make or break. Like you gotta. This is make or break for the whole team. Like either you figure it out or you don't. But
I think he's got one more year in the tank, regardless of what happens this year. Everyone else should be make or break. Like DPs, other guys, like yeah, but him, like he came in to fill what hole? Nobody fucking knows except for the board. That's not what they say though.
But that's what that's just media talk. That's the role that he was bought in to do. It was a 6-8 hybrid. That's Delgado.
I
That's
even
what he
think
was brought in.
Brugman, like you're a wine for you're a wine.
He's not as creative for me. That's the only thing that I can push back on. But I don't
But like, you guys can't even agree on where he was supposed, like who was replacing. So my point is,
I have always seen him as an 8. I have always.
That's
seen
perfectly fine. But like, if Andrew sees it differently, then my point is my point stands true.
So then why? Okay, so then this is the issue with the make or break is like if he isn't your 8, then why have him?
I don't care too much about numbers.
I think this
he's a
this is the
midfielder
year
who can do a job.
we find out what position he plays, and then the year after that is where we see the development. In my opinion,
I'm not too bothered about what position he plays. I think he's a midfielder who can do a job. He does the right things. He did it today. He broke up play, moved the ball when it got to him, moved it along. It looked good, looked strong, ran around. He did midfielder stuff. Where on the field exactly? It's not that much of a difference. He's a midfielder. He's going to move around anyway. You know, it's like water. It flows. It moves, baby. It's I'm not too bothered. You know, it's transient, man. We're all just here cruising around on a big rock. I'm not too bothered about where exactly in the midfield he plays.
The things that you're talking about is the Mark Delgado role, though. He was 14.
Yes.
He had 14 duels. He won 7 of them. That's a Mark Delgado trait. Like you're always involved. You're always putting it together. Mm-hmm. The thing that will have to evolve for him eventually is the final third play. Like he had a chance early in the match, and it was like one of the worst hit balls I've ever seen. Ooh. That's the stuff that I was like, okay, like that's the down the down the.
It was a little wide. I thought.
Well, no. He should be taking it with his left. Is the first thing. He took it with his right foot, and then he rolled it wide on a point blank shot right outside the D. Like those are the shots you got to put on target. That's later stuff for me. But the midfield stuff that you're talking about, the stuff that he was really good
at that moment, like I understand that shot. He could do better. That's true. I'm not going to argue that. At that moment, I pointed out to Mila.
It was awful.
Like, I'm not going to argue that.
It is. Your in-person view may have been better than my TV view because of the camera angles. What I'm trying to say.
Maybe, but again, regardless of the shot, put the shot away. It could have been whatever it is. It could have gone into row Z at BMO. I pointed out to Mila, he got in the right spot again. And that's something that, again, we were just talking about Sanabria, again, his growth, knowing where to be, getting those goals in preseason. It comes from that. He showed in preseason he could put it away. He put away a couple. Today, he got the chance. It's a little bit unlucky, but that's what's going to be as a 6, as an 8. You're going to get the one shot. Sometimes you put it away. Sometimes you don't. He's not quite Toni Kroos yet, but that's okay.
No. There's definite progression. I thought today was
Absolutely.
fantastic. I'd make the argument that he should start every game for the foreseeable future if I was basing it off of today. I'm gonna go to Dari here because Dari switched positions, which means that he is now the speaker. I'm assuming that's what that's Dari, go ahead.
Was just predicting or previewing Charlotte or what?
I thought that you had something to say because you switched spots.
No, we were just.
Okay.
I was just getting tired of sitting on the bed.
No, that's fair enough. Do you know anything about Charlotte before?
Not really. I mean, other than Dean Smith, Zaha. I mean, I watched a few games of theirs last season, just because I was kind of interested to see how Zaha was doing. And I mean, they don't really platform him too well, to be honest.
They do not.
I must say. They kind of just chuck him the ball and hope for the best. I mean, they are very good defensively. They have a decent strike. Baribo is still there, right? I think. No.
Airbo's on
DC now. He
Yeah,
was at
DC.
Oh, really?
Philadelphia.
Okay. So yeah, I don't really know much about them clearly.
Okay, so some background for anyone that doesn't know anything about Charlotte. They had Ashiman. He went to Derby. They brought in a kid from Israel who was actually very good last season. I think he had like 12 goals or something. I think he was their leading goalsman. Their main target is Zaha. Like he's their best player by some. It's I'm gonna butcher it. T-O. Okay. Let's see if anybody can pronounce his name because I'm gonna mess it up. Toklomati.
Oh, is it Tokomani?
It could be.
I don't know who that is. I might have just completely mixed him up with another player.
Nope, that sounds good to me. Let's go with that. Tolkomani? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Tokomani.
Let's hope that's right. I'm not gonna say his name again, but he was really good last year. He blanked in their season opener, but he's pretty good. Zaha's pretty good, and they're 10. This is another name.
Oh yeah.
Beal, Biel, Biel,
Yeah.
Beal, yeah, Pep Beal.
I feel like you knew that one.
No, it's Spanish. This is the issue, Andrew. It's a Spanish name. He's pretty good too, and he was their goal scorer in their last match. They've got a good midfield. That's what I can tell people, and they have Tim Bream, so they'll be hard to play. They're gonna sit low. It's pretty Brexit. Like they're gonna hit us on the counter. This is.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't like
us
like
against slow blocks.
I don't like it either.
I don't either.
Royce has to play. That's all I'll say.
I think so too.
Which means, yeah.
Yamane, Royce. Those are the only must starts for me. And Glesnes.
Yep.
And wow.
And Clouds. Basically everyone that was good today.
Let's put together a predicted 11 for this one. Like you said. So do you want to start back to front?
Sure.
Okay. So in net.
Mikovic. He wasn't really tested today.
He's good. No, it's gonna be him. It's gonna be him for sure.
There's gonna be some conversations later from me on the idea that like if games are gonna go like that and he doesn't have any impact at all, why pay him the money that we're paying him? If JT can do the same job.
We have a lot of that on the team.
Isn't JT? Yeah.
JT's making a lot less. Like he's making. I think isn't Mikovic on like a really high TAM deal? Like he.
Do you not think that JT could have done better on the midweek goal though? I think Nick would have saved it.
I think he would have saved it too.
I don't think so. I genuinely think that it was a point blank header from like 5-7.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with Mila on this one.
I think Nick would have saved it.
I don't think you can really blame him. But I think that's a save that Mikovic can pull out of his ass.
I don't think that this league you have to pay money to guys like this. I just don't think that any team that really is good has that type of goalie. If that makes sense.
It's fair. And he's also picking up an international.
That's the other thing. Is like JT is an American. This is the John McCarthy conversation from last year. Like it's just prioritizing the roster thing. I'd much rather have Mikovic for the long-term portion of it, but later conversation. I don't need to get into that. Then you said Yamane, Glesnes. Are we starting Yoshida here?
If he's not playing in the midweek,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yoshida, Nelson, or Aude?
I think Nelson.
This midweek throws a wrench.
I don't know.
All right.
If Yamane's gonna go forward more,
That's
then
what I'm saying.
Nelson.
If Yamane's starting, then I think it's going to be Nelson.
We're gonna hold the ball. I anticipate us holding the
I
ball.
feel when Yamane
Yeah.
is on, he's the more defensive of him and Cuevas. So when Yamane is on, you want Aude on the other side. So I would say Aude.
I think out it kind of feels like that's the split. Nelson's gonna
Yeah, it seemed like
It's
that's
whoever doesn't play midweek, basically.
Yeah, I'm okay with going out here just because I think we're gonna hold the ball. He's a little bit better.
I
on
like the
ball.
idea of the attacking threat. You think of a team that sits deep is that 4-4-2. Just another number even to circulate the ball. I feel like that's Aude.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go out and then the midfield pairing. Are we dropping Sanabria here and going Hacks?
Midfield pairing is where I'm
So
kind of stuck.
I wouldn't want to. If we get the same number we had today, I want him in the team.
Yeah, he was too good to the
Same.
It's probably gonna be the same team that we ran today minus Garces.
They should run the same team we ran today.
Yeah,
We were playing good today.
Let's save ourselves a
That
couple
literally
minutes.
just ruined everything.
So
Yeah, I don't think Surreal's necessarily a guarantee right back in the lineup.
he should be.
Um,
He's our best midfielder.
I mean,
That's not Neymar. Sorry, that's a slight towards him. But like, I don't even see Royce as it's a different conversation. I got to stop talking about the things that are going on in my head because it's just like a mental person, just like fucking schizo.
Marco Royce is not a midfielder.
It's just this is a long just mess of a day currently for me.
No, yeah. Then
Look, I think
you
the
could drop Hawk.
midweek.
If we want to play more attacking,
That's what I'm thinking.
they're gonna be on the back foot sitting in. Then I think
it
you
might
drop
not be the
Hack.
game for Hack. Yeah.
Or you put him in the back and give us a little bit pace in the recovery since we're probably going to playing a higher line against the block.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. Maybe I'm dropping Yoshida, playing him a full 90 midweek at C.C.C. again, and then I'm playing Hack in
Three back.
Center back. You
Three
could do the
back.
3 back. 3. Forward line is the DPs. We don't really need to go into conversation. If you're not playing him, what's the point? And then Royce.
Yep.
All right.
Might
Predictions.
keep
Andrew
night.
this time.
Yeah,
Huh?
super night time.
I said Predickies then night time.
Yeah, yes. And
So, Charlotte.
Oh,
I feel the Galaxy to me is such a 2-1 team. I feel like that's a good Galaxy game. It's a 2-1. But I'm not going to say that. I think it'll be a 1-0. I think this is one that we can lock down, especially like, again, it's going to be our ideal starting 11. That Glesnes, maybe Yoshida, whoever it is. I feel like it's gonna look strong against this team. 1-0. I think Klaus gets the goal. I think Paintsel is big in creating it. Does that mean that Peck doesn't have another, like a better game? Does he get rolling in this game? It would feel like 4 games in and he hasn't. It does get really worrying, especially, again, it's a DP. We're paying all this money. 1 goal every 5 games, 4 games. It's not quite that. I'm not sure. My prediction isn't a 2-1 or a 2-0. So I think that tells you. But I think a 1-0. It'll be a tight game, but one that we control and one that we don't make any mistakes in and that we don't just throw away.
Sorry, did you say a man of the match?
I think Glesnes, honestly. It's just he is going to be so important every single match. He's going to be impactful. He's just that guy, I think. And it's going to be difficult not to see a game with his fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Alrighty, trio box. Whoever wants to go.
I'll go. I like Andrew's 2-1 team. We'll go 2-1. I don't think we keep a clean sheet. I don't think they're going to create too much, but I think we might probably slip up. They got some quality up front, so I think they're going to be pretty clinical with their chances. We're not going to be able to afford to give them too many. So, yeah, 2-1. I'll go Paintsel man of the match again. I'm sticking with Paint.
I'm going to go 2-0. Glesnes man of the match. and I think we'll get a Paintsville goal. And I think we'll also get
Team Paintsville over here.
Yeah, we'll get a Paintsville goal for sure.
And they'll play his
Book
song
it.
beautifully in the stadium.
They don't do that anymore. That's probably why we've been so shit.
Well, because he hasn't been scoring.
No, he scored enough last year, and they didn't play the song.
Really?
They played fucking Kendrick Lamar instead.
Oh, I was.
No, I'm excited for
I
the
was so
Paintsville
dumb.
Klaus
Angel
linking
Dumb.
up. They were linking up today, and it was nice.
We've been shit since we've overplayed Not Like Us.
Yeah.
You've heard it here.
That's
2-0. Marco Royce to unlock the low block.
Oh yeah, Marco Royce goal. I can see that.
That's what I got.
That's what you got. All right. Well,
You
this
got
is your
Dylan.
chance. No. This is the chance for the people that are subscribed or are watching this video for the first time to let us know what they think. Give us a combined 11 or a predicted 11 in the comments, as well as a score prediction for this one. And I'm never going to predict us to lose. That's silly. It's just a silly thing to do.
That'd be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous.
I don't think we predicted us to lose even last. Maybe a few times last time.
I never did it. I won't. It's just it's against my nature.
I think I did a few times. That was probably
Hey,
right.
look, you would have been right more than you were wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna go until they can prove to me against MLS competitions that they can get clean sheets. I'm not gonna predict one. So I'm gonna go 3-1. I think we right the ship. I think it's a big week for us, and I think the next pod is very happy. I don't have to be as angry. Again, I'm manifesting here.
Question.
Yes.
Okay. In the build-up of Garza's ruining my hopes, dreams, and real life.
Yes.
My Yoshida's fucking warming up on the sideline.
Mhm.
If we get away with no pen there and Yoshida comes on, do you guys genuinely think that we would have walked out of there no clean sheet?
Yes. We would have won 1-0.
No.
You think it
Like, you think we would have kept the clean sheet if Yoshida got to go on straight?
I think we would.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Yeah. They didn't create anything.
My follow-up question. If Amiro Garces is not allowed to touch the pitch, shouldn't we walk away with a clean sheet?
That's what
Every
saying.
single game.
I don't know where Yoshida's legs are after playing back-to-back 90s.
We're not even
No.
sure he's
He
playing.
played in Panama. He
That's
looked all
what
right.
I'm saying. Like I can't. That's a hypothetical. I can't talk
Yeah.
about.
But he'll
But-
be ready for the week.
I don't know. My thought process is no Garces clean sheet.
Until I see it, this team has scarred me enough times for me to think that I can.
No, a lot of the time Garces is in the team.
Yeah.
If you look at the last 12
Hey.
games, 14 games, where we failed to keep a clean sheet, I will guarantee you Garces played in 90%.
We don't keep him regardless of who's the pairing. Like even
Regardless.
before him, it's just regardless. Regardless of Garces. My man of the match is Yamane, by the way, because we're gonna hold
Oh, sorry.
possession and he's gonna have to unlock
Yeah,
us.
you
No,
got it.
that's a good. That's a happy note. We're ending on that. Thanks, Garces. Thanks, Garces. That's the end of this episode. We had a new guest. Thank you, Tio. If you haven't
Thank you,
checked out
guys.
Mila and Andrew's 5 things from the CCC's first matchup, it's a really good one to go and kind of preview into the next one as well. I anticipate it to be much happier. Like I said, this is going to be a happy pod next week. This was the shadows of 2025 coming back to get Dylan angry.
We've been saying that for a long time. It will be a happy pod at some point.
We're about
At some point, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Tim predicted that we're undefeated, and I said that we're going to get all draws. So
Hey man, I would still take
we're
it.
going to get a gold.
That would get us.
seventh
That would
place.
probably get us into the playoffs.
Gold seventh place.
Tio, do you have anything that you'd like to plug to our 283 subscribers
You
as
have
of
to
today?
plug your shit.
Plug your
go
stuff.
listen to Kai Ave, Kyabe, and Guy Nude, Gynood. Some
Yeah,
good music for you.
Heck yeah! I mean, this is a musical podcast,
Let's go
really. I don't
Galaxy.
know. You'll hear me sing at some point. It's pretty awful.
Galaxy.
Damn
He was
it.
actually
We just
saying
got
that it's
monetized.
hard. Yeah.
We just got copyrighted. Thanks, Andrew.
God,
Dari, your turn. Music.
Fueled by 316 on all platforms. Check me out. I got mixes on SoundCloud and shit. I'm too tired for the plug tonight.
That's fun. All right, Andrew.
Yeah, NGF Andrew, Nuestra Galaxia Futbolera. We got coverage of the season. Tomorrow afternoon ish, we'll have an article kind of talking about everything we talked about today. If you want it in written form, reading is good for you. If you want to learn a new word, I try to use a big word every now and then, so check it out. But Los Angeles Sports Nation, we got the weekly articles. We were in the stands today. We were having a blast with Mila and Theo, but we'll be back in the press box next week for Charlotte and most likely for Little St. Michael for hopefully the last time in a little bit. So yeah, if you want to follow us along, join us in the press box. NGF Andrew, Los Angeles Sports Nation. We got you covered there.
Oh yeah. Well, I made Mila do it twice last week, so I won't make him do it again, unless you'd like to.
Oh, the sign off.
Do you? Do you want to do the?
Or you
plug
want me to plug
for
the
our
other pod again?
Do you want to? It's up to you. This is a choice.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I had a great time on our other pod videos this weekend. Dylan has yet to record because United play tomorrow.
Yep.
And our other co-host Grant had a terrible time. So if you like watching people suffer and you like watching me be happy, go check out Clash of Clubs.
Yeah, it's we do good stuff. Like I said, thank you guys for 283 subscribers as of today. We are pushing on, and we're enjoying our new fans and our new friends that we're making along the way. I'm Dylan. That's Mr. NGF Andrew, and that is the trio box of DMT. We have been Clash of Cosmos. This is
Yeah,
dude, in the next
Ballet, Highland champions. They're going to go alone. Still back. What a goal. It's 6. They just cannot stop scoring. The volley from Bono. Yes. San Jose carved open with a world-class pass from Ricky Pooch. Glittering Galaxy and Landon Donovan is the match winner.